Hi, so this is our one of our brooders, and we're going to look at today how to set it up and get it ready for your hatching chicks to go into. Okay, so we've got clear panels. The top is a lid which you can just swing over like that. Then we've supplied you with towels. So the first thing you want to do is grab 3 sheets of these and lay them in the bottom. Just spread them out neatly so they pretty much cover the whole of the bottom. They'll overlap a little bit, and good for absorbing chickie poo. Alright, then we've also given you a water container. This is a quail water container, so to fill it up, simply fill it up with water here. Put the lid on this way, make sure it's nice and firm. Then if you turn it over so that this part stays up, it won't leak very much. Then you can put this in on the side away from the heat lamp, and then we've given you a little tray as well for food, so you can also put that in again away from the heat lamp, leaving enough room that they can still get around. Then you can turn your heat lamp on, and that's about set up. There's not much to it really. Now, a couple of things to consider. Firstly, and the most important, is when to take your chicks out of the brooder. So what you're wanting to do is to make sure that their feathers are nice and dry. Usually after they come out of the egg, it will take them probably 12 hours, maybe even as long as 24 hours for them to get their feathers fairly dry. If you put them in the brooder too early, then they can get cold, and they're more susceptible to dying really. So yeah, leave them in the incubator 12 to 24 hours. Up to 48 hours is fine. They don't need any food or water for that first period of time. The most important thing is that they're drying out, and then when they get in here, they're staying warm. Now, when you put your chicks in here, usually what I'll do is I'll just gently get them by their head and just poke their beak into the water, and that helps them to have a little drink first off and to also know where the water is. Then I'll put them directly underneath the heat lamp, and then just leave them be. Now, the temperature in here is different depending on the heat lamp and the cooler side, so that's totally fine. It's not like an incubator where the whole area needs to be warm. They just need a warm place that they can go. So imagine that they're with their mum, and they'll go off, they'll browse, they'll find something to eat, peck, and then when they get a bit cold, they'll come back to mum and they'll get under mum's wings, warm up again, and then they'll go back out again. And you'll see your chicks do that during the day. So the warm area underneath the heat lamp, they'll go there and they'll get warm, and then they will go and get some food or just play. So what you want to, the things you want to look out for is if they're never going near the heat lamp and they're always staying like way over on the other side, then it's too hot for them, okay? And so 2 things you can do is either open the lid up, let them have a little bit more ventilation, or this one has a dimmer and you can dim the light down, although I recommend that you be very careful about turning the heat down, because if they get cold, that's worse than getting hot. So if it's too cold for them though, they'll just be huddled underneath in a little bunch underneath the heat lamp all the time, and that means it's too cold. So that being the case, probably there's a problem with the light and you'll need to replace the bulb, or put them in a warmer room or a warmer environment so that the ambient temperature can come up, and then that heat lamp can work better. Again, coming into winter, you need to be careful just with the room temperature. So don't have them outside. Sorry, I'm shooing bugs. Don't have them, outside in a really windy area either. That will also affect their temperature. So other than that, it's really just a lot of fun keeping the food and water up to them. You need to be checking that a couple of times a day. The food, they'll scratch around and probably throw food out of their little pan, and that's fine. They'll generally peck on the ground and they'll pick some of it up. If you notice that they don't seem to be eating after the first day, you might want to just sprinkle a little bit of food actually on the ground or near where they're at, and help them kind of just find the food. But generally they're able to find it on their own. And then cleaning the cage is really just, it depends a bit on how many chicks you have in there, as to how often you need to do it. We've given you spare towels, so just keep an eye on it. Once it starts to get pretty caked on, or you're sensing that it's getting a bit smelly, then take those towels out and replace them. So to do that, take your food and water container out. Then what I suggest you do is just gently shoo all of the chicks to one side and fold the towel over about a third. Then shoo all your chicks to the place where there is no towel, and then fold the other third over so that you're catching all of the poo and what have you in the towel. Take it out and then do the same thing again. So put your 3 bits of towel back in, fold it in half or a third, 2/3, and then shoo all your chicks back over onto the towel and then fold it back out again. So that way you don't have to take them out of the brooder. Now this one is set up for quail, and with quail are flighty, so you'll notice that after, depending on how long you have them, but after a couple of weeks, 10 days to 2 weeks, they'll start practicing their wings, and they'll try and fly and jump around a little bit. Once they start doing that, you need to be really careful to keep the lid closed all the time, because they will fly out once they start getting their wings, feathers on their wings I should say. So good idea. Unless you're trying to manage the temperature, I suggest you just always keep the lid closed. And most of all, have fun and enjoy the experience.